I am so sorry for my previous videos that I show up with no shirt. But you have to understand, no, you need to understand nothing. You see a guy that's not there with his sunglasses, why is he with his sunglasses? He's there with no shirt, and he's coming to us so fast we can't understand the math or what he's trying to say. Because it just didn't start today. This is like a soap opera. It started before you even thought of thinking of whether or not there would be anybody out here talking the way I talk. Mentioning things that, what are they? Sometimes coming out here looking like a dope fiend because somebody caught me smoking some crack cocaine. That's what they say. Look at Ronnie, he's smoking crack cocaine. When I grab a cigarette and I smoke it, for years, everybody kept telling me, you're going to die. You're going to die from the cigarette. So eventually I stopped smoking it because it was hard to breathe. Thinking of what they were saying and the actuality of putting formaldehyde inside the cigarettes, purposely giving the government rights to sell the tobacco and collect the tax. So people would end up in the hospital and just want to have that one more smoke. For the one more smoke you have that you step outside and that you step inside, it's like stepping onto the field and off of the field to get your mind out of the game. This is a plant called rosemary. I mix it with 2 or 3 other plants that you can buy at your local grocery store. I dry it out and I put a dash of tobacco in it, pipe tobacco, just to get it to burn. And there's a smell in it that just gets me buzzed. That's what this is. So believe that story if you like. That's it. That's it. Now I let my imagination play with me. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, sorry guys, ladies only. Why? 14%, 13% when I first got on here 3 years ago, trying to dream up something that was really going on, but nothing was going on because nobody else can see but within my own mind. 3 years later to where I even believe myself, and now I have over 55% of the women watching, on which I have 30% of the men. Is that it? Because the other 10% of the men are making fun of me. Make fun all you wish. But if you like the story and like to watch TV all about truth and what I can get out of it, this is what I do. I tell you what I see inside numbers that somebody else made. They told me it was 40 total on Monopoly, but they told me the corners are going to be bigger and 2 corners are going to profit me. 1 corner will put me into jail. The other one I will be visiting. It just so happens that the 40 to go around the Monopoly board, if I put that in Celsius, it's 104. Y2K. The second part of Y2K is because when you play Casino War, where the ace is always calculated as the highest card, therefore the open position where the 1 would be is now a 0-1, because it's nothing in the position of 1. It's an area that starts that has no number because nothing starts there. The 0 gets pushed over all the way to the other side and becomes number 14, or 140. 70 and 70, Raish and Raish, Highway 70, Kansas City, and Highway 70 up near Hoover Dam. 40 becomes 104 because when we add the Y2K scenario, which means skip the 0 and put a Y where 0 is, the Y is the 25th letter, and 2K's 11 and 11th letter is 22, plus 25 is number 47. We're now on Oriental position. We're on Oriental, we're on Jesus Christ, we're on time, and we are on death. According to the numerological count, death is also 47, as it is life. The time in life is death of the 3 creation. Take 3 away from the 50 because that's the cap of the Tin Man, where everything goes around 10, right, of the funnel. Everything goes around 10 in the funnel and then goes down the center. The cap he's wearing is 50. No wonder the scarecrow had no heart, because he was always being pumped with oil and being pumped out of oil. Saudi Arabia. The Monopoly game of Y2K, when you add from the 0, you start at 2. You add all the way up to the king. Why of the 2K? Because 2 to king is 90, which the 2 presidents are going to be 90 now. We run into the end of a cycle that's never happened before. 2 presidents, and 2 at 68, and 1 in Area 51. So now that we add this up, 90. The ace is now the last and 14th card makes 104. And that is the temperature for 40 to go around the Monopoly board. 50 times 40 is 2,000 in the year 2000. Plus we add on the 14 again. Isn't that how it was, Y2K? We added the 14 at the end. So instead of being in 2000, we're at the end. The the Tin Man had the funnel, and it stuck out the top. And I know. Do you know why? Because the Canadians are celebrating everything that went on in the past. Let me take a look. Well, there's this new one over here. This is the Canadian arm. See the Canadian arm? I designed this arm a few months ago fooling around. But it wasn't the arm I was trying to divide. I was trying to figure out how they got the pyramids up to the next level. Okay, with scissor jacks. On the train, it says 3064. 3064 is the creation of Zion. 30 and 64 is 94. It's Uranus. The reason why Uranus has 2 U's in it. To go around and come around again. Did you see what happened when we used 40 in Monopoly? 40 made 104. 2014, what month? Which month should we choose? Well, guess what? Y2K can also signify, that we do use Y as ace 1, but it can be reverted as 11 when all jack, queen, king, and 10 are 10s in blackjack. But before anything changes, we take the ace, we make it number 11, and we shove it right away in blackjack, right in between the jack as number 11. But it's actually the highest card in blackjack because 11 is the highest and 10's all the ones under it, 10 and 11. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals 10. But if we want to add that number as 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, it's not the same thing. 11 to 15 is only 15. When you add 10 to 15, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, you got 60. Plus 15, you have 75. Now we're going to start to get confused here. Reich is 70, it's the letter R. 40 Celsius became 104 Fahrenheit, in which the number of Y2K removed from the beginning, where you put 01 because the position can't fall. You've got to put something at the bottom, like holding up a jack. If we don't hold up a jack, the jack's not going to hold up the car. Oh shit, don't tell anybody we're holding up the jack. Well, the queen's holding her up. Well, there ain't no kings around, are there? Y2K. That's when the king came around to say. So what was I talking about? On this, they have the arm, the mechanical arm. Do you know what the mechanical arm could be used for? Underneath the ground. Fault areas. Are you in a fault position? Because it's this arm that's underneath the ground that's holding the earth together. Don't dig where they don't let you dig. Because when you do dig when you want to dig, you might have the policeman come around to say, I am the ice, I am the polar ice. Oh yes, you're the polar iceman. Yes, what am I doing wrong? He says, well, you've taken out the shovel and then we have to see where you're digging. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I better mark a spot where I dig, eh? Yeah, you know what? We're just going to... There we go. You know what we got here? Hold on a second. Over here's an X. Over here's an X. Here's an X. And here's an X. This is a total of 96. Plus 20. Plus 5 in the center. 96 and 25. 121. Why? Because every time you cross, look, is there an X there? Just take a look at the X. 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 4 times the 24th letter of X. Or, wait a second, 4 times X is 10. That's 40. We already went around the board. Yes, I told you Y2K is 104. But now this is the second scenario of X. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 times the 24th letter is 80, and 4 times 4 is 16. Barack Obama, shh, don't say that. I heard he's out tonight with his wife on one of these. And they're real. We get 96. But now we take the totality of 2, 4, 6, and 8. How do I know that? They sold me a keyboard with the same numbers. You see the lines in between the spaces over here? Well, that's 2, 4, 6, and 8 just as much. But we're going to continue on with this. So when I count 2, 4, 6, and 8 is 20 plus 5 is 25. I told you it's 96 plus 25 is 121. 11 times 11 is 121. I think they got a bullseye, isn't that right? So we have 121, 11 times 11, but wait a second, what if it was a minute and 21 seconds? Well, that would be 81 seconds. That would be 9 times 9, and the same number as Venus. It's funny the way Venus is total of 54. If you put a low Venus, it would actually revert to love the sun. Low Venus, love of the sun. The Son of God. Could be a she. I'm hoping it is. Because I've got a better population with the girls now than I do the boys. Y2K. This number is the Mayan date of May 1st. 121st day? It's a celebration day. Why? Because April 30th is the 121st day. The 122nd day, busting out and busting in, is the 1st of May because we have to calculate the leap year. They're all about the leap year. The odd time is the reason you go around Monopoly. And every 4 years is a year, so they go around 10 times, they go around 40 times in Monopoly. 1,600. That's another calculation I didn't get into. 20 degrees on each side, making 40 separation for the Pac-Man. Trying to remember everything I've said so I can make sure the whole story goes together. So we go around the Monopoly board 40 times. Let's go 50 times. No, let's go 40 times. Let's go 30 times. 30 times would be the egg. 15 and 15. Come to the 5th inning and it's raining cats and dogs, and you've created H, 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 I with 2 places for an O, and it'd be the 5th inning, it'd be rained out, but that's okay. The eggs were already created, and we need all the water we can get inside the woman's womb because we're going to have a child soon in the 5th inning. 30 outs, 1 egg tray. That's all you need is 1 tray. 9 and 6 is 15, 9 and 6 is 15. Somehow they need 15 compartments to set us up, but there's more of a story to that, and we're going to go back to it. So we now go 30 years, or 30 times around Monopoly. Let's say it's 30 years. We automatically get to 40 because of the leap year. We get the extra day. So we're going from 30 days now. All of a sudden, we're now at 40 days. But 40 automatically buys us 6 more days because the number for 0 is 6. There's more of an answer of that because the number to 0 is also 11, and I'm going to explain that to you in a minute. And now I've opened up a whole can of worms, and I'm going to get myself a worm in the fridge. So what we were talking about right now is I'm going to come back, and we're going around the Monopoly board. We're going around the Monopoly board. So now we've gone 50 times around the Monopoly board, right? We can't actually go 50, because if we went 50 times around the Monopoly board, we'd have 2 years after a leap year. Okay? That would mean after Y2K, we have to go into 2014 is the only way. Not the leap year, but the year after. Next year. And it has to be the length of a season, 90 days. .45 and 90. The reason for the 45 angle that is lost because the 9 angle for man's birth is skipped because it's put into the center where the 5 is. That's why you get 5, 9, E-I-E-I-O, because the 9 goes into the 5 position where the frontal is, number 50. And the child, man, plays from his own heart. So, let's go. We go 52 times, or 52 marks, or whatever we want in Monopoly. But at 52, we actually have 40, 52, we have 13 for a leap year. 13 puts you on waterworks, and it puts you on, hold on a second, it puts you on waterworks, And what's the other one? Electric company. 5 and 3, electric company. Same number we use for the reflection of the year it is coming up next year. Now I got to tie this all together now. So now that we have 13 in leap years, and 52 is the number of Earth, it's the number of the heart, it is the number for man 6, in which man 6 alone, just the word, says, I am the spirit of the soul, I am the 9 birth. Well, where does it say it? Well, I and X, next to each other, say 9/11. The spirit of the 9, or the soul of the 9, S-I-X. The heart is the same amount, and Earth is also the same amount. And 13 is the age of man. And 13 in electric company. 13 in electric company, if you live 1 day for every 5 days, if you live 1 day for every 5 years, then at the age of 65, your age of retirement, you'll be 13 years old. You don't want to be any older than 13 years old, because if you're older than 13 years old, you come back again. Do you remember Krista Berg? 10,000 souls were on the line, soon went up to 59, well now he's being born again. Then after that he says, then went up to 105. Y2K! Except instead of Y2K now, put everything back into the position, keep the ace at the other end, take away the ace that was used in blackjack, 102 Valentine's Day, because the Valentine stands to 102. Blackjack is all the cards, which are 91, plus the ace at 11. Makes it 102. Now, we have 13, we had the 13 years of age, we're living 1 year, 13 years, 5 years goes by, we're 1 year old, 65 years go by, we're 13 years old, and the reason for the 13 years old, like I said, number 14 in Rubik's Cube, you're in the center. Dead center, because you come to life, and out of life you need to die. Once you are born, you need to die to go back home. The only way back home is to die. You must leave your body, you must go back home. But you are already home. You have extended your life into a machine. We are the machines. We move, we groove, we are the greatest. Have you ever asked, have they ever built a machine? Why can't they build machines, robotics, to do what we can do? Well, guess what? We're it. We are the ITs of the ETs. Electronic birth of 9, which lives in the 5 hole, because we're electronic and all 5s pass through the electricity 5. Saudi Arabia coming to mind, and I do have a watcher from Saudi Arabia. Everybody give a hand for the young lady or the gentleman, unless it's you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Now we talked about 101 is blackjack. Also for the word Valentine, 102 blackjack. Also 102 Valentines, okay? At the same time, wouldn't you want to keep a neighbor close to you? How about 101 Dalmatians? Would those be for all the spotted stars in the sky and the satellites? For the dog legs? 101 is 44 plus 57. The moon of your head passes by 3 moons, 2 of Mars, 1 of Earth. 19, 19, 19 is 57. 44 is for space. 8. How do we get that? Because there's 48 angels in the A family. The A family stands for 48. A1, H8, J as 10, and K is 11 in the Y2K of the A family, and R is 18. Add them together, it's 48. 4 times 8, 4 plus 8 is 42. 4 times 4 and 4 plus 4 is 16, and 8 equals 24. The 16th letter is a P. The 8th letter is an H. All of a sudden, instead of saying PH, no, we're saying F. F and X, because the 24th letter is the X that we were talking about just previously. 5 times X is 120, April 29th. Don't forget that I did mention before that April 30th was the 121st day. The 4th month, the 30th day. I write that down on a piece of paper, and you know what they're going to come back and say to me? Hey, it's Halloween. We did talk about 35 because in the leap year, Halloween is on the 305th day. But now Halloween is on the 304th day. 4 times 76. I did a little checker plate here. If you want, I can come back and talk to you about anything we did with the Monopoly, with the 13 years, with number 13. If you want to talk about 13, Celsius to Fahrenheit, what does it do? 13 from Celsius to Fahrenheit gives me 55.4. Do you know what this is? You want to see it? 4 is 2 worlds, 6 is 3 worlds, 8 is 4 worlds, 10, 7 world, 10 world, 13 world, 10, 10, 10, it's 50, and that's the passage, how it works out. And 9, time heaven. Time heaven, the creation of Mars. 8, Mars and man of 6, how it fits. The gates of 44, this is where we are right now, this is Barack Obama, right here. 41, which is your Monopoly, 40 plus 1, and go is on the 5. I told you, we only get 1 year for every 5 years, and it shows you right here. We're only 1 year old. We went all the way around. This is what the temperatures are in Celsius and Fahrenheit. Now to change the subject, 0 equals 32. Wait a second, Ronnie, that's not fair. You told me the other day that 0 was 6. And then you came ahead, you said you can use it for 6 and 8. When you have double 0, you get to use 2 different numbers, or you don't need the double 0. Double 0 shows that you got 2 spaces that are open to be used. What are you going to shove into 0? I don't know. You tell me. Whatever you see in it, and that's what 0 is all about, is whatever goes in. But we know it's there. It's in the 5 position. Where is she? She's in the 5 position. It's okay, I'm coming on in. And I got one in the 5 position also. You got an outer, she's got an inner, you put them together, and boom, 9 years later, 9 months later. What was I talking about? I seem to have gone off the subject, but I didn't remind myself what it is. When you start about 0, 32, or 320 if you put it over here, now we got a problem. Why 320? Because it's 160 degrees, and it's 160 degrees, and Pac-Man has opened up his mouth, and we got 40. But we're going to make it in a square. And you can go around the Monopoly a little bit easier. I'm not quite sure I want to do it to 320 degrees, but 320 degrees, I could have changed that to 326 if 0 is 6 in the third world. 0, okay, 0 as 32, 3 times 2 is 6. 3 plus 2 is 5. That would be 11. Put the 0 on top of it. We have 110, 110%. Or we can go to Monopoly and see if they're taking 10% from us. Either it can be that, or it equals to number 11, all by itself. 0 becomes number 11, okay? Now, if you use 0 at number 11, okay, 0 is the 15th letter. Well, let's see. 1 times 5 is 5, and 1 plus 5 is 6, and that's 11. Hey, we got 11 in 2 different situations, 32 and 15. Now, you know what's funny about the Celsius thing? Add them up. 3, 6, 8, 14. 1 and 4 is 5. This is 1 and 5, okay? This is one of the 5. Only the one on the right. It's not the one on the left, okay? And 15 Celsius, 57.2. This is the 3 moons, but in the Venus world. So she's pregnant. Look, egg Venus, she's pregnant. Sun, 55. So now we have 11 at 0. 1 and 5. Now the number that's missing that created this whole thing is number 4. 4 times 11 is 44. 4 times 11 is 44 in both space of 0 and 0. And we've created 44 and 44, 88. Now we better have a little bit of water action. We need water, and we need to build this egg a little bit tougher. Well, what are you talking about, sperm? Stay down there. There's no ladies here tonight. Oh, yeah, you're going to take your wife and you're making kids because I want to go in my own head also. What are you talking about? Well, that's why I'm horny all the time. Oh, you're the horny one. I'm the horny one. No, you're not the horny one. I am. Somehow my sperm wants to get his own egg. That's why they're always fighting and we're always horny, because they all want to come into the world. Oh, I'm coming into the world. Guess who I picked? You're not even down down here. He's still up there. He says, no, we're getting laid today. I told you, we're all robotic. We're not really here. Can you believe somebody is actually doing whatever we're doing for us because this is what we think we want to do? We're having a discussion and somebody else is pulling the strings? We're going to get back to Saudi Arabia, but talking about Saudi Arabia, there's one thing, and I have to mention it, it's Mr. Tackpants, because if I don't mention the truth and it comes out later, I'd rather you hate me right now forever than if I hold this back. If you drive a car or any vehicle on a highway, you must drive by a highway safety code. This highway safety code that I mentioned does not exist anywhere. And if it does exist, I'm going to make it up, this next point. You must stop yourself from wearing anything over your head that will hinder you from turning your head. Why? Because on the way home tonight, I saw a lady. She had a little thing over her head. Okay? I don't know what religion, or whatever it was, because it's winter out here and it's cold. And I knew she was looking to the left, but she couldn't see past what was right here in her eyes. So she started to come over without seeing me, and she almost hit me. What did I do? Nothing. I just kept going. And I says, okay, what kind of video am I going to make tonight to try and tell people without having people offended of me? They make you screwed up so bad, so scared of God. They make you so scared of God that you're even afraid to live for the truth and the sanity of your own life for whoever you are. And then when we start to change things, people look at us and say, oh, you shouldn't do that. Well, there's so much we should do, and there's so much we actually shouldn't do. How fast do we want to go? What is the world made for? What do you think the world's made for? But we can't only go based on our thoughts. This is based on the thoughts for the entire world, of every single person who is here and plant. Because we know more. 3 and 9 is 12, 14. 4 and 1 is 5. 4 and 2 is 6 and 8, 14. 4 and 4 is 8 and 6, 14. 4 and 6 is 10, 14. 4 and 8 is 12, 14. 5. 5 and 1 is 6, 14. 5 and 3 is 8, 6, 14. It's all 5 and 14, and it's very rare when it gets up higher. It'll go as high as 23. And if you take a look, watch. 1, 2, 3, 4. The fifth one is a 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. The fifth one is a 0. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I reversed it. I reversed these. Again, it's a 0. But this 0 is 59. Like I told you earlier, this is the ace of Y2K. This is Casino War. 59 minutes, 59 seconds. The 3 moons equals 57. See what the egg is? See, this is number 14. It's supposed to be 57. 15 is 59. EITH. This is number 11. You remember what I told you? 44 plus 15? 59. 4 times 11 is 44. 15. The temperature, 59. Same thing. These are the 3 parts of the moon, in which when we add them up, it's 38 for 2 of them. Okay? I have to use each one separately. You add up 2 of them for the spirit and soul. The other one is the spirit connection. I don't need to talk about that. We add them up, it's 399. I multiply them, and we create 297. 361 is the football. 6 points, 3 points, and 1 point. It also stands for the 613 laws of Moses, Jupiter, and the creation of Jupiter and Pluto. Why is Jupiter and Pluto? Planet Jupiter, Pluto, is a non-existent planet as of some time in the past year. Apparently, they see it, but they don't see it, they think it's something else. So if it ever does and will exist, then it exists within inside of you. You're the animal of every piece of creation that ever came out, because whether the animal was real or not real, in the hands of the Creator, this animal was real. In the eyes of the viewers, this animal was real. You are Jupiter, Jew, the Juju, the pliable, inside the game of Jupiter. With Saturn playing the black ace. With Jupiter playing the beauty of love. Together they come together to create a world to where we always can create and to continue creating for the mind and for the better of the university that we live in. Because if we do not continue to collect the information about the ever-changing surroundings in the universe, our lives will cease to exist forever and ever and ever again. So they run the system. The system of life is to create and recreate life, to build up and break bad diseases only if the disease could be made. If it could be made, let's create it now before it comes back to kill us all in the future. This is what they do. I showed you the Celsius Fahrenheit. I showed you times 4 because the only number not here is 4. That's in the 3-2 world. 3-2 is because we went to the 4th level. There is nothing in the 4th level. How do I do this? Number 5 is first. Number 14 is second. 1 and 4 is 5. Over here. 5, 1 and 4. 14. 1 and 4 is 5. It's the cross of Rubik's Cube. After 5, after 14, it's 23. Michael Jordan. Number 10 and 23. Number 10 and 13 in roulette. You see that over here? See that board? Okay. You see where the more up near the top. Okay. How many? 1, 2. The third box up near the top. There's a diamond. On the left side of that diamond is number 10 on the left side in yellow, and just below it is 13. That's Michael Jordan's numbers. He's also the 13th letter and the 10th letter in the alphabet to spell his name. The lower box, okay, the diamond over here, the center of the lower box diamond is 26 and 29, equaling to 55, or Saudi Arabia. The lower part that has the bar across, that is 29, and 28 is 57, the 3 parts of the moon. And on the left, on the bottom one that we see on here on the left where the diamond is, where I'm still talking about, on the left-hand side here, the number against the wall, yellow, is 28, and the number below it is 31. That is 59. That is our birth of EITH, and the egg that I just presented to you on this page, right over here. And then I showed you number 11 over here times 4 because there's no 4 in any of these. And it's the back door because first it's 5. Okay, let me write this because I know everybody likes to see the writing better. In the 5 position of tic-tac-toe, by the way, I'm also learning tonight from you people, thank you. In this position of tic-tac-toe, 5 goes over here. And then after 5, it's 14. And then after that, it's 23. And then after that, it's 32. The total of that center position here is 74. In fact, it's not just 74, it's 174. Why the 1? Because it's not on the first level. And it's not 2 positions, it's 1 position. So by showing 1, it shows 1 position for the totality of this. Where it comes out is over here. But 1, 4, and 7 on your phone, 1, 4, and 7, multiplied by the 3 creation. By the way, this is jail. This vibration is a vibration from jail because it's inside pinky and thumb. 1, 4, and 7, 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 4 equals 12. 1 plus 2 equals 3. 3 times 7 is 21. 2 plus 1 equals 3. You want to see Lovejoy coming? Well, you can call Lovejoy. 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. Times 9 is 36, the creation of man. 36 and 63, okay, equals to your 99 Jupiter. But you want to know more about this? If we go into the 4th world and come back to the 1 again, how do I know? Because when we do pi 3.1415, this one is the first one, this one is the second one, this one is the third one, this is the 4th one. This one is the 4th one, and this is 3, 3, 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 4 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 3 times 1 is 3. 9, 3, 3, 3. Jupiter planet, the birth of 3, 3, and 3. So when you do this number again for Venus, 3 times 3 times 3, this equals to 81. Venus equals to 81. V-E-N-O-S, U-S. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to mark the U.S. And I forgot to mark again, the US and Uranus. Oh, wait a second. How about Saturn? You see the way they hit it in Saturn? Because man plays number 6 in Saturn. So the sun had to go the other way. S, okay, U, N. In between, it says Aether. Look at the way I marked the A. It's like a 9. 1 and 9 equals 10. Into this world. 0 equals 6 equals 16. P equals to number 7. G, personal guide. Anyways, this is the Aether, A-T-E, and we have Saturn. Hold on, I did something wrong. Saturn. Okay, so the A is here, the T is here, the R is here. Okay? How about this? A rat. Or how about this? A star. All comes out of Saturn. So let me just show you one more time. Just let me hang this down here. Taking a little drink. Just give me a second. See this here, right here? See this one right here? This one right here. Okay, right where my thing is, it says 55. Okay, that's Saudi Arabia. Now over here, on this side, right where my stick is right there, well, that's 59. That's the eggs of the moon I just showed you. When you go across, it's 28 and 29. That's 57. That's ISON. This is 57, and this one's 59. This one over here is 55, 57, 59. Okay? Now I'm going to show you, hold on, I'm just going to put my light back up. Okay, now we're back to the book for a second. Okay, and I'm having trouble with my light now. Well, I'm having trouble with it because I pulled out the light bulb. So, give me a second. Okay. You've seen a little. What was I doing here? Yeah, a little. Just finished cleaning the floors. Something's wrong with my floors, eh? Little color, eh, on the floor. Maybe take a look. Okay, let's get back to work here. Okay, so now what I showed you is I showed you 55. This is Saudi Arabia. This number over here, 13. This gives you hydroelectric, and this gives you waterworks and the monopoly. 13 by 5 is 65. Both of them go to Saudi Arabia. Both these. Saudi Arabia, 100%. And thanks to Saudi Arabia, I would have never thought of any of this tonight. Okay? This is the sun. Not only of the sun, this is the spirit of 76, right in these numbers. Okay? And the 45 is the sun, and it's the fox, the red fox of Rubik's Cube. We talked about 57 is ISON, 19, 19, 19. Man on the moon, 2 moons in Mars, 1 moon on Earth. Earth and Mars each get number 53. 53, 35 becomes 88. 53 and 75, 7 and 3, and 5 and 5 both make 10, 10. So this becomes the 3 moons that connects the man. 38 is S&S, and this is SS&S. This is part of the Mississippi trick, okay, because this is part of the Mississippi. One of the other reasons, because the Mississippi has number 65 next to it. 65, 56, whichever one you want. Oh, and I did mention before, a fan of 102 was 101, and I was talking about space. 4 times 11 is 44. That's the only number you can use, because when you start on space, right, you have to be here and here. You can't be on here, because that's where the wall goes. So you got to go here and here. It's almost like plugging up 2 electrical wires, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, we got over here
Number 15 is 59. Number 14 going on the cross is 57. Boom, boom, boom on the cross. Have you ever taken a look at the cross, what it really looks like? It's like train tracks. This is what they did to Jesus. They put him on the tracks, train tracks. They put nails in him? Nails? Arabia. Okay? You come down for Arabia and you spell it right here. 1, angel resident. R. You see R? No U. R. A-R. Mars and Earth. Arabia. A-U. Second word. D. The day. The water. The spirit. The arm of man. Columbia. Arabia. Okay? Created. Created place. Created area. They know what they're doing. Okay, they were created, something special, just like Earth and just like Mars is special, so is this special. And it says it right over here. Okay? When we do the count, okay, and we look over here, the barium. Does anybody know anything to do with this? What can you do with this? The audio sound. The audio sound, and then wearing the turbans on top of their hair. The Samzi. Samzi, Saudi. Seventh gate. Seventh day. The water, the sound, the electric. Okay? Why? How do I know? Harman Kardon. And all the speakers you put in your car. Once you start looking them over and piecing them together in the pie that I created, we come down to Saudi gate, the seventh gate. So there's something I know right away in Saudi Arabia. I know right away. But we're going to go over here and finish with this. 118.1291. 9 is part of 18. 18 and 9 is 27. This is the EITH robotics, human spirit robotics. That's us, all in one name. It's just amazing. 118.1292, and look at that. Perfect. Bringing them in at 0 degrees. So what do they stand for? 23 one way, 32 the other way, 55. Oh my God. Talk about coincidences. There's now a radio show going on, and you know what he just said? 8555-5555. Confirmation. How they conform with us from the other worlds. Do I lose any of my time putting on any robes to make a prayer? Yeah, sometimes. I like to make a prayer all the time because I think it's the most fantastic world we are in. I just see so many things. I'm just hoping somebody understands this. Anybody understand? No. Don't back up on the bed and put your hand up saying, not me, not me. Don't worry about it. The seventh gate I was talking about, you remember number 44? Well, look, you need space of 44. What kind of space? You need space for the sixth man. There's your 44 for the seventh gate. The eighth gate's got 2 44s in it. Again, for the sixth man. Because now he's living in both worlds. He needs a gateway. Oh, and you can find this on the deck of cards. Oh, and this is not the end. It goes on. There's so many things. 59 cents. E-I-E-I-O. E letter and the I letter. The E and the I. You know what the French and the English say? They go E-I, no I-E, no E-I, E-I-O. Because the French say the I and the English say the E because the French is up and the other one's upside down. You must be speaking. Are you speaking to me in what language? So let's go back up. So we end up with, again, 5 and 5, 5 and 5. Now you want to see something different? The spirit of 76 equals 42, and 7 plus 6 equals 13 is 55. When you're talking about the 13 world being in the Mediterranean, you're really talking about the 13 world being in the Mediterranean. 4 and 2 is 6. You remember I talked to you about the X letter, PH? 42, 14, 14, 14. 14, 14, 14, 3 times 14. That must be a mistake. Why? Because the egg comes next of the 9 birth of the 2 world of the 6 and 5. The first 8 numbers of pi is because here's your 6 and 5. Okay? I did not mention the 9. The 9 comes out of the 4. How do I get the 9 out of the 4? Well, when you have the trinity of pregnancy out of the 4, it's 1 times 4. 1 plus 4 equals 9. 9 plus 14 equals 23. 2 times 3, 2 plus 3 equals 5 and 6, 11. You have 9, 11 in one word. and it creates the 9 and the 2 birth 265. 265, or 130. Why 130? Because that would be the creation. 2 times 65 is 130. It's that easy sometimes just to multiply the numbers together, because the result is just going to tell me what the answer, what I'm looking for. It's just going to, when I find the result, and it could be totally wrong, then most of the time as I'm learning, okay, I take it with a grain of salt, but I see the direction it points me in just by doing that, knowing if it's 1 times, 2 times, 3 times, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and don't forget, the minute it passes 4, it's on the other side or it's in the center. It's the passage hole 0 that nothing's there, but when something's there, it is what it is, and when it's gone, and the center's still the center. So wherever it's going to point me, I'm just going to be going there. I mean, we all know 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the other hand, we have 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the other hand, we have 6, 7, 8, 9. That's the way it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in which all we count is 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9. And I'm counting them because I'm not counting these. Okay? Somehow when they bury you 6 feet down, 2 always seem to come up. But let me run back into the Saudi Arabia, which we get 55. The spirit of 76 is 55. And the odd ways to get the 7 and 6, in order to create 7 and 6, okay, in order to create this, you would have to go 1 times 6, and 1 plus 6 will give you the answer to this over here. 6, 7, 8. 8 and 6 is 14. 8 and 6. Now when you go to the casino, okay, and you play craps, and they show you the 8 and 6, the odds to pay out for the 8 and 6 is 7 to 6. And that's why the creation of these numbers, which are added together, that's the way it works, will create this answer. Now, is there any way to get this in another fashion? Another way in another fashion would be like this. Just a very simple one would be 3 plus 4 equals 7. 2 plus 5 equals 7. And 1 plus 6 equals 7. The only one that creates it is this. This one creates 10 and 17. This one creates 12 and 7. This one creates your moon. If we take 19 plus 25, it equals to 44, which is your space. What is this? This you can get by 5 times 5. It's 25. Every number has a reason. I know I took this out of the sky. Now when we recreate this 19 over here, 1 plus 9 is 10. We have a 0. 0 becomes 15. 1 plus 15 is 16. And this side would be 16 plus 25 would equal to 41. Now we're talking about the Monopoly game. And we don't have 41 here, so we're going to create 41 here. 41 equals 105.8. Now watch this. Add up. 1 to 14 equals to 105. Do you remember we spoke before about 1 to 13, y to k, and I had the answer of 104? Well, when you put the ace also first, all the way to last, it's 105. And the Monopoly board, when you get 41, which is go in Monopoly, and you do 1, you go all the way around the Monopoly board again, and you move 1 space, the answer comes out to 105.8, which is the heaven of the space of 50. Turn this around. It becomes 8510. There's no such thing as a 10. What do you want to do do we put 21 as a 10? Add only 11 to the 0 because it's in the 1 factor. Remember, it's in the 1 world. The 0 would be 32. The 0 would be 5. Which number do we want to use? I'm just going to put it to the easiest one. And it becomes 85 and 16. 85 plus 16, 101. What did I say all the other numbers for? What else do I do with this? This is the spirit matrix, 58. 51 is Mars. This is the spirit. Anyways, I don't want to get into that right now. I wasn't prepared for that. So let me go back to Saudi Arabia. So on the second side of Saudi Arabia, on the Arabia side, we bring down the numbers. 19 is the S. 1 is the A. 19 is the S. A1. U. 21. Kentucky, New York. Monopoly. D4. Okay. The fourth position, I'm not remember where it is, Monopoly. And 1. Every time you go 1. 1 is go. 1 is go. 2 is the Mediterranean. 1 is go. We have a total of 46. The fingers that I just showed you, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then start on the other hand, 6 or 6. 6 or 6, whichever 6 you want. So we added up to 46, which is the long count. 6 times 4 is 24. 6 plus 4 is 10, equals 34. 34 is Earth and Mars. And 34 is the same number I just used over here. It's Earth and Mars and creates the moon with the 7th gate, with the 1 spirit of the 2 births of Venus. Venus is not a planet. It's a human being. We are the Venus project, lo and behold. At the same time, we have number 19 from a short count. 1 plus 9 is 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 18, 19. Where does 19 comes from? 19 is this. This is number 19. The 19th letter is an S. Okay? S equals 20. Let me go like this. S equals 24x. 24x, 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 makes 8 and 6. 8 and 6. From the Saudi Arabia side back to the Arabia side. There's not every number. The only way to actually make 20 is to use, I'm going to just write up here, and the only way to make 20 is this. This is the way we make 20. So we would have to go E-O, more or less, if you want, because this is the 5th letter. Or we'd have to go W, or we'd have to go N, because W-E-N are all 5s. It says west, east, and north. It doesn't say south. Do you know why? Because inside the design of the 5 is an S. So it doesn't need to say south because it's a funnel. This is what it is. It's a funnel. And it funnels all the way down. And it only goes to one area. So whatever goes in here, it turns around and around and around and all the way down to the bottom. Everything we have is a screw system. When we put the E next to the O, it goes east-west. But it's 50. It's the 50 passage. Anyways, why this is the only way to get it? Because 0 as number 15 plus the 5th letter as 5 equals to the 20. So this is where we get the 20 from 2 vowels. Are there other ways to get it? Yes, there is, but then we won't be in the 50 position. Let's say we're in the 20th position. It'll be 2 plus, but this is the only one to add to 5. Is there anything else? Yes, we can say A and S. We can say B and R, a combination of letters, but we're not going into there. So we have these two. 46 and 19 equals 65. Saudi equals 55. This one equals 65. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 plus 6 is 11 equals 41. And we're back here again. 105. From ace to ace. From ace to ace, it gives you 5, 10, J, E, H. Does this say anything to you? Jahi? Hijay? Is there anything else that it does in here? Yes, we can also put the O in here. I forgot about the O. And, wow, it says Jehovah. Wow, that's freaky. Wow, it says Jehovah. Saudi Arabia says Jehovah. So we get the 41 plus the 0. 6 by 5 is 30. 6 by 5 is 30. 6 plus 5 is 11. 41. 0 equals 6. 10 world, 10 world, 10 world. How do I know that? X, X, X. Is there any other way to do 30? No. If you do 30 any other way, it's going to tell you a different story. This told you X, X, X. X, X, X equals 30. And X, X, X equals 3 times the 24th value equals 72. You put the two of them together, you get 102 Valentines. Wow. Wow, 102 Valentines. So this 102 Valentines, if you added it to the single 11, it'd be 113. This would be AM, all of man. Anyways, whatever it is, we counted 41 here, we counted 11, we counted 20, we counted 55 over here. 5 times 5 is 10. We're going to do the same thing as this. 46 and 19 is 65. 55, 65. 65 and 55 is a total of 120. 120, just to make sure that it does not touch May 1st, which is the 122nd day. The 30th of April in the leap year is the 121st day, so this would be April 29th and 30th. And what the thing about this is if you mark this down as April 30th, that Halloween is on this day, the 304th day of the year. So anyways, let's do this. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 plus 5 is 10. 25 and 10 equals 35. 0 equals 15. 1 and 5 is 6. 35 add 6 equals 41. 65 equals 41. 30 and 11. 41, 41, Saudi Arabia. 82, time heaven. 78, the gates of the 8th world. Oh, 100%, man. It's out there in the Middle East. I knew it was at the beginning. That's why the two properties are together. The two properties are together. The Baltic and the Mediterranean. It definitely, Saudi Arabia for sure. For sure, there's something out there more than anybody thinks, and they're being hoaxed. Something is so fantastic in this world that we've slowed down the evolution. But who's walking in the street praying to God 24 hours a day instead of having an actual reality of life? But if we all learn to live the actuality of life, life is an evolution. If life is an evolution and we're always pushing evolution, eventually we step on each other. So maybe we have no choice. And my hat's off to whoever can walk around in a robe in this day and age in Montreal and feel at home. My hat's off to you. My hat is definitely off to you. If you feel you want to wear something on your head, my hat's off to you. But if you knew that the real reason for wearing something on your head was because you're bombarded with energies from a source that's satanic, that is against the will of our life of living, which is against our personal being and thoughts, then wear what on your head, put it on your head. Put it on your head, my friends, because now I understand you. When I said I didn't want to see anybody driving with anything over their face, I understand you, because too many people are causing too many sexual acts, and they look at a woman and all of a sudden they're dying on the floor. But also, society has taught this into man, and we are provoked by the system matrix. 100%. Not all of this is normal, what's going on. But respect, okay, for the other people, we must learn respect. We must learn what it means to negotiate a better understanding, because the first negotiation you pass has to be within the realm of your own mind, within your own self. Saudi Arabia has the A&R. The 19 is what creates the spirit. Ours, the love, is Mars. 19 and 24 is 43. That's where we are right now between these two. This letter, which has this family, recreates the S. This family creates the S, and in the S family it recreates the E. So the total becomes the cat. The 9 lives of the cat, of the egg of man. Number 15. EITH, 59 minutes, 59 seconds. This Fahrenheit Celsius thing is amazing. What you can do when you find out truth and values to certain things. Where else am I? Oh yes, they do this little show about an animal called Lorex. But if you ever look at Lorex, it's all about number 6, the gold of number 6. L is the 12th letter, 6 and 6. O is the 15th letter, which is 2.5 dozen eggs, 6, 6 and 3. R is the 18th letter, 6, 6 and 6. Lorax is the A family. And X is the 24th letter, 6, 6, 6 and 6. Because the minute you pass, like I showed before, you have, in the gematria tree, there's a 36 total. the minute you pass a certain number, 26, there's no more letters, unless you start at 0, at 1, and go to 9, and then you start your first number as the 9th letter will be, the 10th letter will be J. J will show up as the 10th letter as 0 in the 1 position, and come up with the J letter. J in the 1 position, 0 letter for J. Why? One of the reasons. Oh, let me draw this. See that? H, 8, 24. I, 51. Where is it? Where we lost it? 51. The space over here and the space over here. Okay? Here it's a C crack and a C crack. Okay? C and C. That'll be 6. Okay? This is O and O. O and O, which means water in French. O and O is 30. As 15 and 15. 11, 11. Saudi Arabia, a place to start. Well, when you have O and O, the total of 30, you're in the 5th inning of a baseball game. The 5th inning of a baseball game, if it gets rained out, and you have 5 innings in the book, it's because you got an egg in the oven. Okay? Scorecard has been read. But if you're in the 7th inning, okay, in the 7th inning, there are 39 outs. This is a total of 51. There's 39 outs. 39, remember I told you about the 5 before? 39 is 65 years old. You're in the 7th inning, you're at the 7th gate. You can retire at 13. Why? Because there's 39 outs. 39 outs. 18, 9 and 9, and 21. R and U. 7 times 3. I shouldn't even start this, so I'm going to end it. If there's a rainout, because of these 2 circles in here, the game ends. If the game ends with 27 outs and 24 outs, Mars gets the number. 5 and 1 is 6. If the home team loses the game, okay, there will automatically be 27 and 27 outs if it loses the game. So it says sun. This equals 54. 54 is the sun. 27 is 3 times 3 times 3, 3 times 3 times 3, 3 times 3 brought up the 9th inning of the 8th world of the 2 eyes of man, of the Son of Man. You see the way I put them together? It's 8. See the way the 8 becomes together? But when this number, 0, touches this side here, it automatically looks like this. And then when it touches the other side, it looks like this. So now you have 8, 6, and 9. 8, 9, 6, and 9. Anyways, I shouldn't have added that on, but I should do a whole thing on baseball or football or whatever it is. Okay, so we saw Saudi Arabia, and that's why they're there. It's not just Israel that they want. It's more than Israel that they want. They want something that's so powerful, the greatest energy is somewhere in Saudi Arabia and Israel, and they're going to dig for it, or they already know it's there, or somewhere in the sky. Whatever it is, this is not the first video that I did about this. Oh man, I am so certain, but I couldn't tell you why. All I know is down the street from where I am, there's a sinkhole, and it's getting bigger and bigger. But like I said, it's something that they're creating. We are taking apart our own planet. What's funny about Planet X? What's funny about Planet X is this. The word planet, okay, 16, 12, 1, 14, 5, 20. See the 5? ET, 10, plan 10, land 10, 25, 35, 39, 40, 52, 62, 68. To bring this to a 10 world, to plan 10, 6 and 4 is 10, 8 and 2 is 10. Pretty good, no problem. Now, 68, we're not going to do the 0 bit yet, but it's planet X. X equals the 24th letter. Doesn't this look like this? They exactly equal each other. Not every number does it, but this number does it. 34 creates the moon. 76, 7 and 3, 6 and 4, 10, 10, and 3 and 4 creates the moon. 7 times 6 equals 55, the passage. 1955, Einstein came back again. 1955 is one of my old addresses. But to take this makes the 10-10 worlds. Not only that, 68, 78, 88, and 4, 92. The next part of pi after 1415. Because 14 in pi is your birth on the cross. 15 is the egg. 9 is the 9 months of the Venus world. Of 6 and 5, number 11. The white fox, the flow through the 7th gate. The 11 ball in pool is red. The 3 ball is red. They make 14. Back on the cross for the 9, the egg. Now what we're going to do again is we add it all up. Now we're going to add it up in the short world. 1 and 6 is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 4 is 16, and 5 is 21, 22, 23. Total is 23, and 68, 68, 78, 88, 91. Now, ace, remember what we did before? Ace, all the way up to king. Add up ace to king, 13 cards, times 7 days. You remember 13? 13 by 5. Electricity, 5. 13 by 5 is 65. Remember how we started earlier on in the page? See how we started in the page here? 65. 3 times 2, 3 plus 2. You want me to tell you something about this? The number on the outside is 1 and 4. 1 times 4, 1 plus 4 equals 9. This one equals 11. So we got it over here, right? So now we were looking at 13 again. 13 by 5 is 65. 6 by 5 is what we got right here from Saudi Arabia, 30 and 11, which equals to actually 47. And then we ended up getting 41 here because we added the 0. 41 and 47 is 88. And that's the number we're looking for right now. This is Oriental, and this one over here is the Mediterranean. Oriental, Mediterranean. Baltic, Mediterranean and the Baltic. The light blue or the beige or the gray, something's going on. You know what they say in Thailand? They're under a spell. Well, I can see the spell right here. 3 and 4, 47. 47 times A, B, C, 1, 2, 3 equals 5,781. This is the time we're in right now. This is planet ISON, and this is Venus. V and I. 1 chance for life equals to 31. This is 100%. These people are either in on it, or they better be very careful, because something's going to happen in their area, and I see it. I see the door, I see the 32, I see the 23, I see what it does in the spirit of 76, I see what Saudi Arabia does. Oh, I know, they're wearing those turbans because all through this, whatever you want to do in here, 6 man gets 42.8. Why do we say that? Because we have to be in the spiritual world, in this world of the soul, in both. 24 happens to be your 8 and 2, 10. 28 is time heaven. This has to do with your 1 moon. 428 is 56 is 112. 112, if I remember correctly, 112 is 56 and 56. 112 is 1, 2. It's 4 moons. So if it's 4 moons, I have to calculate which moons it would be. But let's leave it at that. I'm just going to try and find, I found you the cat in A and R in Arabia. We also have Mars. We have Earth. So we have A and R, we have A and R, we have A and R. Now, A and R, the only one that would be is B and I. That would be left over in their name. In Mars, the M would be left over. and the S would be left over. And then Earth, the E would be left over, and T and H, we have both of them. Okay, can anybody figure out anything? Seth, okay, I definitely know I've seen Seth. Meth, S-meth, by, is there a letter I used? The E was here, it wasn't up there. This and this comes from Saudi Arabia. The M comes from Mars. The S comes from Mars. But we might be able, if we remove this, because the R represents it, it's inside the R. Bayeth, Seth, I don't know, there's something, I've got to study into this word. Messe, M&M, I know you know what this is. MDV, anyways, this is Raphael 7286. The Canadian money shows a lot of weird stuff on it. There's something on that side of the country, and thank you, sorry guys, thank you to the women who are watching me. For those who don't understand see this and this? Well, it's basically if you do that, or if you, it's a slot. It's a slot. It's long and it's thin. It's a slot. How our bodies are made, and everything that's inside of our body, every single organ, okay, there's something about our body that's attached to this earth 1,000%, just as much as anything else. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. I'm very sorry if I harmed anybody's feelings in this. I'm trying not to. Maybe I chose the wrong words, but if you take a look at the map, okay? Take a look at the Middle Eastern map, and you will see a dog, okay? You will see a dog. You will see a dog like this. Turkey will be up here. Syria will be at the throat. Israel will be at the sternum. But the rest of the dog on the other side, okay, because don't forget there's a front part and a side part. The rest of the dog, the whole dog, is Saudi Arabia. And right here where the tail is, I think is Yemen, Emirates or whatever, very dangerous area right here. I don't know what's going on there, but according to maps and according to what I just did with Saudi Arabia, that whole area is for me either it's planned or it's just a danger zone, just a complete danger zone, more and over above what anything Israel is doing. Israel, if they're at the sternum, it means they're at the heart. What does it mean to be at the heart? I do not know, unless it's just enough placed that I'm going to say, okay, which way do we go, this way or this way? We're standing at the heart. We can go in all directions. Where do we go to start to regenerate what we've waited hundreds of years for, to step our ace card into the only well-known place, Israel. Israel's in Canada. It's been here for years and forever. It's stuck to Santa Claus in the North Pole. Don't you think Santa Claus and Israel would stick together? They're out for the same thing. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. Thank you for watching. Besides, I forgot to mention this. Quebec is number 53. And we have a sinkhole because they're starting to separate us. The same thing. This is what I believe. This is just a story. Nothing is true, except for the truth between your ears that you believe. I don't like to say that I'm a little worried, but I know we're in a danger zone. At what point will they move up here? And has God protected our rear ends in this scenario? Raphael said, why? The water electric. Thank you for watching. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. Next thing is to start studying the constellations and a huge look into Pegasus, how Pegasus extends out. Thank you for watching.